I'm going back to Zoom now so I can see your beautiful face.
Hello.
Yeah, one of the things about like comments and oh God, you're a dreamboat. Fuck. That we're just unnecessarily mean to drummers, and I love it.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
No, that is true.
So I saw you at the Blackout show on Friday. That was fun.
We're not
Thanks for coming.
unnecessarily mean to drummers. I mean, I think there's a qualification.
No, they've earned it.
We are exactly as mean as.
We're as mean as they deserve.
Which, by the way, though, what's awesome is that we have a few drummers that listen to this podcast, and that's.
Yeah,
I don't know what that says about drummers,
and they know we love them. They're gluttons for punishment. Like they're paying somebody at a Turkish bathhouse to stand on their nuts.
Well,
I don't
and how
know.
come drummers care more about how to figure all this shit out? Where are the singers at?
Ooh, well, because the drummers aren't writing the songs, so they got to get the money somehow.
They all got Ringo. They all got Ringo deals.
Don't at me. Don't at me.
They've all got Ringo deals.
They've all got
Kids,
Ringo
for you
deals.
that don't know what the Ringo deal is, that is basically being probably one of the most recognizable drum pattern drummers of the biggest band in the world and not getting a damn some credit for a long time until, well, I mean, he wrote some eventually, but it's all Lennon McCartney, kids. It's all Lennon McCartney. But you could change that.
Yeah,
you can change that.
Linda McCartney.
You can change that.
Yeah. Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, so I'm getting texts from the tour manager and bass player of the Freddie Jones Band extraordinaire, Dr. Rich Ross, about who's a drummer in town he might be able to work with on some other projects and stuff like that. So so if you see me grabbing my phone, it's because I hear the siren of Rich Ross
you going solo,
calling
Rich?
my name.
I know.
So I hope so. I really hope he's doing like a kind of a weird like bass thing, like that Hinks project I worked on.
That was a
last
killer
year.
project.
The new EP of his is done, and he's singing, and it's fucking heavy as shit. And I had my buddy Trevor play drums on it. Speaking of drummers, and it's fucking badass. Trevor stepped up and like double bass shit I wasn't expecting. It was really cool.
Anyway, Trevor. I'm
an unabashed
Professor.
Ringo fan. I fucking love Ringo.
Yeah.
I think Ringo, he's definitely recognizable, and but his brand is fucking, Ringo Starr. Like, he is a fucking brand. I love that guy.
Well, and how you come out of the 60s as a drummer where your brand is peace and love, and it's not like he was sober or anything. I mean, clearly he wasn't because he did get sober famously. But, when you're in the world of John Bonham and Keith Moon... It's like, and there you are. Welcome to 2 Shots and a Royalty Check, brought to you by Venmo, Your Money, Your Move, and Liquid Death, Murder Your Thirst. Let's get back into it.
Well, he outlasted those two.
You outlasted them, yeah. No pools, no driving.
Yeah.
Get yourself a hot wife.
Get yourself a hot wife. Yeah, exactly.
And a good stepdad.
Peace and love. Thanks for coming. You're very nice.
Peace and love.
I love you, man. Thanks for being
Plus,
here.
I mean, dude's like late 70s, 80, and he looks amazing.
He looks fantastic. You know? Yeah. I remember there was
paint it.
I was really, there was probably fucking 15 years ago. Like, I'm walking through a gas station and there's a Rolling Stone magazine. Yes, kids, back in the days, magazines weren't just on the internet. They were in a print form that you would find at your local 7-Eleven gas station or bookstore. And so I'm walking through the gas station and there's a 7-Eleven or a fucking Rolling Stone right by the front counter. And I'm like, who the fuck who let Benjamin Franklin hang out with Robert Plant on the front cover of... And it's because it was the first time I'd seen Jimmy Page without having him dye his hair. He'd gone full founding father, like me, and he'd gone Silver Fox, and just like... I will say this. The digital age has ruined Jimmy Page for me. And here's why. Because they took his hair color, and then I heard him talk. And I was not okay with his voice. I wanted to sound like the God of Thunder he plays guitar like. I was like, so when we played this guitar part in the 1962 in the studio, I was very, very drunk and very high. And I'm like, I wanted to sound like, so I am James Page.
Like Keith Richards sounds exactly as he looks.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Can we overdub Jimmy Page's voice with James Earl Jones? when I was playing guitar in 1962. Yes, or Morgan Freeman would work too. I would like that. That'd work.
On the evening that I wrote Stairway to Heaven.
John Paul Jones swam through 16 miles of piss and shit and gained his freedom.
Or it could be Samuel Jackson.
Motherfucker!
Get these motherfucking Voxes out of the motherfucking bathroom.
I would take all three of them, just taking a word, every other word, narrating Jimmy Page's.
Why are they all
voice.
Black? I don't know why, but
because that's where the best fucking voice talent is.
Yeah, that's true.
In the world. There, I mean, have you ever heard the video
of Seth MacFarlane?
Oh, Seth MacFarlane's amazing. Fucking Maurice LaMarche and all that, all the real voice actors. Mark Hamill. For fuck's sake,
Mark Hamill, absolutely.
Have you ever seen the video of the prime takes of Star Wars: A New Hope, where David Prowse, the guy who played Darth Vader, is saying the lines, and it's not overdubbed by James Earl Jones?
No, I haven't.
It is borderline comedic. I every time I hear him in my head, it's not actually how he sounds in the video, but he sounds like Mike Tyson to me. It's like. You tell me where you start those plans. But it's in an English accent because he's a big English dude. And it's, I'm really glad that they made the decision to call James Earl Jones in and go, just fucking fix this, man, please.
Just fix it.
Just
Plus,
fix it.
what a ballsy move that ended up working out. You know? Like, can you imagine back in the day when Lucas is like pulling that and be like, yeah, we're going to get someone to voice it, with like a theater voice. And they're like, okay. And he's gonna be black. Well, wait a minute. Why?
Yeah.
Okay. I could see that you want him to be English because that's what we always do for gravitas, right? We always put an English voice in it. Yes, quite.
Yes.
But why does it have to be a booming American voice? It's like, just trust me. He's gonna be the voice of many generations.
Yeah. This is gonna be here a while.
This is pre-CNN, by the way.
Yeah.
This is pre all of that shit.
This is CNN. Did you ever? I think they did it for. Was it Hercules in New York, the first Schwarzenegger movie?
Hercules. Got to do it. Okay.
Gotta do it.
No, I did not.
The voice that's in that movie is not Arnold Schwarzenegger. Clearly, it's overdubbed, and it's a fascinating case study in what happens when you let that happen.
Well, what's funny is like I can't get it out of my head. I'm like the animated show Hercules.
Ooh, the animated movie or no
yeah, the animated movie.
Hercules in New York. The short, I think it's like early 70s maybe. It's Schwarzenegger at his full on he is winning bodybuilding contests at this time, kicking maximum ass and wants to be an actor. And the voice they have overdubbed for him, is just. It's just
was
terrible.
It Mr. Hercules?
No, hold on.
Okay,
let me let's look it up on the internet. I'm pretty sure
it's so Kelsey, get on that. But it's so amazing because
Hercules in New York, 1970.
Hercules in 1970.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Let's see. A while ago, kids. I'm not even sure if they had color back then. But I always think whenever I see Schwarzenegger, I hear because of his new stuff with Netflix and FUBAR and all that.
Yeah.
And I think he's dipping his toe into maybe running for president.
Really? Interesting.
But
he can't because he wasn't a natural born citizen.
I don't know. Who knows? Does it matter anymore? Are there rules anymore? Honestly. But yeah, I don't know. Like if you're governor, he's a governor of California. Governor. It's like one of the biggest economies in the world.
Yeah.
It's a bigger economy than France, I believe. But anyway, I think back to Bill Burr had an amazing thing about how do not come at Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep.
Dude came over, doesn't know the language, doesn't know after bodybuilding, marries a Kennedy, then bangs the maid. He's the governor of California. If you have no barriers.
Yeah.
And by the way, not a super tall guy.
No.
Not a just an imposing person on his own. He had to work for all of it and worked harder than anybody, and always has this sunny misdemeanor. No, that's not right. Misdemeanor because Missy
sunny
says so.
disposition, like Mary Poppins.
Yes. Sunny disposition.
A cheery disposition.
A cheery disposition.
Speaking of British accents,
my enunciation is horrible today.
Really, mushrooms?
No. Just a lot of weed. No, I had to deal with some, stupid life shit. Somebody backed into our retaining wall at our building and knocked it over, toppled wall. This dude, he had a huge trailer on the back of his Honda Civic.
I love this man already.
With a lawnmower on it. One lawnmower. It was enough room to fit two sorority girls on. It was not that big of a thing.
Oh my God, I love it so much.
His whole car was filled with lawn stuff, and he was coming and visiting a resident, and he backed in. He wasn't paying attention. And it's Capitol Hill. First of all, you shouldn't have all that shit on your car.
Yeah.
Can't believe it wasn't all stolen. But he knocked over the wall, and it's not a regular wall, of course. It's made out of sandstone. It's from the original build, from the original mansion. It's all this crap.
Oh, my.
And, it's a stone wall. And so, so we got to get it fixed. But then he gets his insurance people involved. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm totally going to take responsibility for it. Even though he didn't tell us. He didn't tell the resident he was visiting. We found out from a dog walker, at 11 o'clock at night,
oh my God.
and this chick, she's hilarious. Her name is, I won't say her name, but anyway, she sends us a picture. It's this young gal walking her dogs, sends a picture, and it's just a picture of a broken wall at night, and it goes, I'm like, okay, how Gen Z is that? There's no, someone hit the wall, it just said, and here's a picture of the wall.
Yeah.
And so we had to go down, find out what the deal was. And then I told him, I was like, dude, you hit the wall. And he's like, oh, I didn't even know. But yeah, I guess it would have been
Jesus.
me. Yeah, it was you. We could see it. Your lawnmower has stone all over it. So anyway, it's
like the guy in the cookie jar with crumbs all over his face. I didn't eat your cookies.
He's like, I'm going to pay for it. Yeah, you are. And but we have to get all the bids to get someone to come do it. And, storms, it's hard to get people. So then he turns it over to his auto insurance company.
Oh, God.
And God bless Geico, by the way. Hi, Geico, not a sponsor. But they're going to pay it. And
that's cool.
I was like, well, that's cool. But that also means they have to send an adjuster out, kind of approve it. And, it's really hard to know. No, I know this is so fascinating for everyone listening, but it's really hard to know how much a wall is worth.
Yeah.
Literally, how much are bricks, but it's stone.
Especially from that original build and stuff like that. There's a bunch of other stuff
can
goes
we
on
find
there.
more of them? Is it going to look the same? It's really, seriously, it's I don't know. It's maybe 4 foot tall, 3 feet wide. It's 12 square feet.
Kind of like me. I'm
ish on a good day. Without the boots. By the way, the boots.
Those boots are baller, right?
Those are hot.
That's how I celebrated booking a big gig. I went and bought myself some new boots, and they are tall enough to put me eye to eye with a Yule. So that's all I got to say about that. Scott and I are finally going to be like, I can finally stand next to you and not feel like a twerp.
That's a tall couple, that Yules.
Yeah, those Yules are a tall pair.
They make them tall over there. No, those are hot boots. Those don't get you laid. Nothing will.
Well, yeah. I mean, you just ask Katie. I'll just leave them on. It's walk around like fucking Burt Reynolds in striptease when he comes out in the fucking
just
greased up fucking
Absolutely.
boots.
That's all you need is just the boots.
Full-on bandit cowboy hat and everything. Burt Reynolds.
Eastbound down. Yes.
Oh shit! I just started rewatching that fucking show. Kenny fucking Powers, Eastbound and Down.
Yes.
Anyway, sorry. Sidebar.
No, and I'm trying to get back into the Gemstones.
Oh yeah. Oh, I fucking love. The second season was a little dark, a lot dark.
Yeah.
Compared to the first season, but let's get back to that later. Tell me more about your sandstone 3 foot by 4 foot wall.
So Geico came out, they took a look, and the guy's like, yeah, I don't know. You have a bid? And I was like, and here's the thing, I got like 3 bids for it. By the way, so I don't want to keep this a mystery to everyone, or maybe I do. Maybe this is what we call in the industry a tease. But we have 3 bids for this 3 by 4 section of wall. Okay, let's call it red sandstone of early 1900s build in Denver. Let's say that's what it is. And like, how much would you guess? Without going over, how much would you guess it would be to repair 3 feet wide by 4 feet tall? It doesn't look like all the stones are ruined, but you might need to buy and source a few more. But like, what would you bid that out, masonry expert Stuart Miller?
Hold on, let me put on my masonry expert hat.
Nice hat.
Hi, I'm Stu Miller, masonry expert. I've got my knee pads on.
This is ready. A new PBS special,
I'm ready to trowel.
Yes. Oh, very nice. You even know some of the terms.
I know a term. I would say probably $25,000 to $30,000. Did you just shit your pants laughing?
Holy shit, that's funny. Yeah, that'd be great. No.
Oh, God, is it more than that?
No.
Jesus Christ, I was aiming high for a reason.
About a tenth of that, yeah.
Oh,
so,
good.
Like, here's the range of bids we got. First one came back, the dude was like $1,750. Might have to buy some new stones. I'm like, cool, put that on paper, send it.
Yeah.
Second guy comes back, looking about, $2,975 for that. Here's my bid. Yeah. I was like, okay, that is a full $1,000 more. What do you see he did? Third guy comes back from a masonry company. He's like, oh, yeah, $1,250. Might need to buy a few more stones. I'm like, so I got $1,250 to $3,000.
Wow.
On this one little section of wall. Like, literally, it is a small section of wall. It's smaller than, like, a desk. It's very small. And I mean, I expect a few grand. That's just what buildings do. You have to pay for stuff. That's, you got to do it. It's not just the materials. It's the time and all that. Yeah, but, so
totally
we'll see what it ends up being. That's the other fun thing about doing work with a building is that like when you live in a building, you got to get something fixed. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you own a home, you know what this is. But basically, someone gives you a bid, and then in America, by the way, I know we have a lot of international listeners. In America, this is the shit we deal with. Is that someone tells you that's going to be, let's say, $1,500 for whatever it is. New hot water heater, part of the roof, whatever. That's $1,500. You're like, great. Thank you. Handshake. Let's do this. Come on Tuesday. I'll meet you. This is going to be great. Yeah. By the end of it, it is not $1,500.
No. It's usually about 25%.
It might be $23,000. Who knows? It's just like
$25,000 to $30,000 according to Stu Miller.
Ran over a little bit. I know. Ran over a little bit.
But here, okay. So this presents an interesting conundrum for me because I think about this, and my brain immediately goes to I'm a professional musician. I go play corporate and wedding events for I play billionaires' birthday parties. I've played for Lexus, Toyota, Red Cross, BMW. I've played so many huge, like companies' private events, and when those people hire me and hire one of my companies or hire one of my bands, I charge $15,000 to $20,000 for the project and pay everybody very well. Yeah. Now, however, if I go and take that same project to the dive bar down the street, the value of my same songs, same band, same PA. I can bring my PA I've got a good one. That's what she said. And I can do the same show pretty much for those bar patrons, but I only get paid $1,000. What's the difference between the two?
Yeah, perceived benefit, right? Perceived value. So if you have high value clients or you're trying to You're trying to reward the people that have worked for your company or whatever, and that's what we normally play when we do those corporate events, or are like mixers for the high value clients as well as the people who are the performers, the people that work for the company and have done well. And this is like, they have a budget for that party. So not only are they paying you a good amount of money, but they're also paying the catering a good amount of money. They're paying for a good rental of the property or the building or whatever. And, and that's how it goes. As far as the bar goes, you just got some people out on a Thursday night buying a few Bud Lights or whatever. And so it's like the perceived value of it has nothing to do with the music per se.
Yeah.
It has to do with like the clientele that it's meant for, I think.
Yeah,
it's kind of like that Beyonce can do the same shit. Like it even works at the bigger level, right? Beyonce can do that show in Dubai, and it's it's $35 million or whatever, and she will do the same show at MetLife Stadium. Now to us, it's a lot of money, but she's probably only going to make $8 to $10 million on that one. Yeah, and that is 3 times less than she just made
in Dubai,
and she had to pay for her own travel and all of that kind of stuff at MetLife Stadium. Yeah. So. Yeah, it's perceived value, and that's basically.
I have a couple of additional perspectives.
But you're worth
on this.
Double that, Stu.
I know I am. But that's the thing is, I get to set my value, and whatever I accept is what I'm worth, right? In that moment. Right. But the reason that people at a certain level in these companies hire my company versus hiring somebody else's company is because they're guaranteed there's going to be no fucking disasters with my company there. Right. It's an insurance policy. Corey, my former business partner, and I used to talk about this all the time. When you go into these gigs, you are guaranteeing that my band will be prepared, we will do a great job, and your guests are going to have a fucking great time, and you don't have to worry about any of it. You're paying for the insurance policy, right? And they have a budget, and they've got a percentage of their budget allocated to that, and we get to set that. And if somebody can afford it, great. If they can't, no big deal. We'll see you later. Right. However, Joe's bar down the street, if I was to walk into that bar and say, we're $10,000 for the night, they're going to go, well, that's our entire fucking draw for the day. Go fuck yourself. Their business model cannot sustain that. So,
and the thing is, they don't need you.
No, they don't.
To be like, it is actually just providing more value. You know, they could put on a jukebox and probably make just $1,000 less.
They could also, fucking get Uncle Joe's Jug Band down there from down the street. Get them down there. They'll be loaded by 13 minutes into set one, and everybody's gonna be falling over, and it's gonna be a shit show. But they're gonna get live music for the night, and it's gonna be a fucking jazz odyssey all night long. Right?
Oh my God, what a nightmare.
I sat up screaming in my sleep in the middle of that rant.
Okay, this happened yesterday.
Yeah.
Down at Capitol Hill, there was some band warming up for sound check.
What?
And I live high up in the penthouse. Okay, whatever. Come at me. But I can hear sound from blocks away.
Oh, yeah.
In a very big city. There's a school that's about 3 blocks away. I can hear the children playing. There's Colfax that's a few blocks away. I can hear the smackheads yelling at each other. There's little things like that.
Yeah.
But so somebody was setting up for live music at like 1 o'clock on like a Wednesday in the middle of the week. And I mean loud, like full band, full stuff. I was like, okay. And I know there's this shitty band down the alley that rehearses, but I know what they rehearse. They like play the same song over and over, and I just hate that.
Is it Holy Diver?
No, it's an original. It's I know. I should
Original.
be happy, but it's not good. But so these guys were warming up. I hate that warming up for sound check, but whatever. Then, I mean, just noodling about. Just horrible. But then, suddenly, out of nowhere, the band starts. And it's pretty good. It's like heavy music.
All right.
So
very
much
good.
so they eventually were like covering Black Sabbath.
Oh, nice.
Like on a street in the middle of the week. Like that is not the band that you usually get for the street party. Like it's weird to play. I can tell you this from experience, it is weird to play Black Sabbath at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm sure Ozzy would agree with me. It's just weird. It's like I saw Disturbed once at a festival before they made it, and it was like, they're on the come up on their way, and they were playing like the 2 o'clock slot in a summer festival, and like
that's not nice.
And it was
I do not want to see David Draymond at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm sorry.
Sun just beating down on his bald head. Everybody's wearing black, and it was like, this is weird. This is wrong.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy.
But so they ended up playing like this show in the afternoon. I think they only played like 5 songs.
Yeah.
But like it was really strange. It was like, and I don't know about you, but my first thought is like, what are they getting paid for this? Who booked this? What's the deal? How are they making their money back? What is the promo? Like, it's very strange to hear about that sort of thing. I don't know what my point is. I just wanted to share it.
But I agree. Like, there's certain music that needs. I mean, I don't want to see The Cure in the middle of the day. You know,
no.
I want to see Morrissey in a darkened room, right? I want to see Sabbath in a darkened room. I want to see Pantera in the middle of the dingiest Coliseum with everything on fire, because that was the last Pantera tour I saw. Was that kind of thing. But it's like, there's certain types of music that I don't want to see in the stark relief of the daytime. You know,
dude,
I'm okay with Simon and Garfunkel in the middle of the day.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sheryl Crow.
Yeah,
Colby Calais.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah,
even things like Cardi B. That's great. Do that shit.
There's. I'd like to see Hailstorm in the middle of the day just because of. Oh yeah, I've seen Wu-Tang. You know, like it. Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, there's certain people I would be happy to see. And Halsey, I would like to see her during the day because she's hot.
Yes, absolutely.
Sorry, everybody. Sorry.
Which, by the way, let's clear something up. I saw Ant-Man
Quantumania.
Yeah. Chicken that is not Halsey.
Yeah.
It's apparent. Evangelina Lilly? Is that her name?
Evangeline Lilly.
Evangeline Lilly.
Yes, she was on Lost.
Wow, is that true? Okay. I was wondering where I knew her from, because I've seen the first Ant-Man too, but like it was funny because I'm watching it and I'm like, man, Halsey's doing awesome. She's in a huge Marvel movie. Wait a minute, was she in that first one? I mean, the whole time I was like, now, don't get offended, Halsey, if you're like, that chick's old and I'm younger, whatever. You both have short black hair and you're cute. And so, like, I thought, and talented. Yeah. So that's how I thought, like, I just had it. When you see someone and you just imprint it on your head that's who that is. Yeah. Because they look kind of like them. That's not fair. Yeah. But that's what I did. Yeah, but I did find out that it's not her. So congratulations, Evangeline Lilly, who's an amazing actress and many credits. And I'm sorry that I thought it was a singer doing your job.
Yeah.
But Halsey's done acting.
I believe she has. Yeah. Didn't she do something in like the Sing animated movies?
Okay. That's just cool. That's just mean is what that is.
No, it was not that. Let's take a look and see what she's been doing as an actress.
Yeah, we should, because
she was a voice in Sing 2.
She was.
Yeah.
Credited voice.
Credited voice. A lot of Halsey stuff. Halsey without me. She was a music awards presenter in A Star Is Born. Tell me something, girl.
That is a big Oscar-winning movie. She was a big star in a TikTok series called My Record Label Made Me Do It.
Oh, damn. Yeah, shots fired.
She was really the spear behind that whole movement.
Yeah.
Of like, so my record label makes me do these TikToks, and I don't know it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's kind of, I mean, I get it. It's kind of gross.
I get it.
Shit. Yeah, but, it's nice to have a little bit more control over your fucking career, and I agree with that. But that's why, build your own thing.
If they tell you to go do the Today Show, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Can you burn 15 minutes, do a few fucking TikToks? Come on, Chief. Sorry, I get a little hardcore about it. I think this is the thing, though, is that, like, and you can talk to a lot of music marketing people that, I know, and I've been involved in a few of these things where someone gets signed. Mm-hmm. It's like Warner or one of those one of those label things, and they get signed, and they kind of get signed off of the strength of how well they've done on social media and how many people are following them and what they've been doing on TikTok and stuff. And they really think that now they're signed, some magical group of people is going to start doing all of that for them. And it gets, I'm here to tell you, if you want a record deal, it gets worse. It gets worse because they want you to hit certain metrics.
Yeah.
And there's no substitute for you on TikTok. There's no substitute for you on Instagram. Like, there's no marketing team that can make that up. And honestly, you wouldn't want them to. You wouldn't want them like sending you here's your scripts for the day.
Can we send my body double to do this? Because I don't want to.
Yeah, that's right. AI
Tom Cruise's
yourself.
stunt double, who is Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Or AI yourself or whatever. But I think a lot of musicians would be surprised by that now, is that, you know, the nature of a record deal now is just so much different than it used to be, to where that's just, they don't take that over. And in fact, they don't do anything. A buddy of mine that runs a place, you know, he gets a lot of people that they just got to a label deal, and now they got money, but they still have to like
do all the shit.
5 hours of their day on TikTok.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I got lucky. I got a few viral things.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
With regards to all of these pieces, because I keep coming back to this idea, which is...
Back. Sorry.
Okay, so you and I are artists. We love being musicians. We love being creators. We love making stuff. I love making records. I love writing songs. I love playing guitar. I love doing all that shit, right? I'm a big fan of artistic expression. However, I think it is the worst business model in the world because I am the linchpin in my entire business. If I'm not there to do the act of music, to do the musicking, if you will, the musicking doesn't happen, right? I can generate some passive income from streaming and from YouTube and from various things on the internet, but I still have to have a machine in place that I have to implement until such times as I build that team. And I still have to create the art. I still have to make the music and still go make the things in order for that cycle to keep perpetuating that thing. Right. So how do you feel that a music business as an artist, how do you think it ranks? I mean, because we've got exceptions to this. We got our Beyoncés, they're millions of dollars, but I don't know if Beyonce makes all of her money from music. I know Jay-Z sure as fuck doesn't. No. You know? No. But as a business model, what do you think about being a musician? How does it feel to you?
Well, I think the nature of it has changed. So I think that should be set up front. That the old paradigm, there used to be a way where that was the case, where you wrote songs in private, you recorded the album in private. You didn't have to do anything until the PR ramped up, and then you went on tour, and then that's you, right? You're out there, you. It may be that you're like someone like a Whitney Houston or something like that. Other people are writing, other people are producing, you show up and record. That's kind of in private till you go out on tour, and then that's you. Yeah. Now, it's all the time. It's like behind the scenes of your recording. It's here's part of the song. It's I'm about to release something. It's here's the song. Here's you go. It's I'm going on tour, and then on tour you got to be that person on tour as well. You have to do that as well. I liken it. I was having this discussion a few weeks ago with somebody about this, and I think that being a musician these days is much more akin to being an athlete. So like the money you make is based on you as a performance. And there are levels, right? Like if you think about American football, well, the linemen, they get paid a lot less than the quarterback. Yeah. And you know, and then there's people on the bench that get paid a little bit less. They're all in professional football. They're all in professional American football, but there are different and you know, the product is getting paid for, and millions of dollars, billions of dollars are being made, but it's not equal all the way through, right? And so that's the way I see it, is like there's a lot of like session players who are kind of bench players. You'll never know their name or whatever, but they're the ones that make everyone great behind the scenes. You got like drummers and sort of backup singers and stuff are kind of the linemen, you know, that like if they weren't there, you would notice it. And when they're not there, the quarterback's going to get sucked. He's going to get killed. And then the quarterback obviously is like a lead singer, and a guitar player is like the flashy wide receiver, those kind of things. And that there is probably only a certain amount of time that you can be the top 25 ever, the person that's in the culture as the best in that field. Yeah. That doesn't mean you stop knowing how to play football or you stop being able to do it. You can go do it in other leagues. You can do it for a little less money or whatever. It breaks down a little bit there, when it comes down to like age and stuff, because you can write songs forever and you can play forever. You can play, we've seen people in their late 70s on world tours.
Speaking of Keith Richards.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And so, and there's a good correlation here with drug use, right? With being able to do your job at a high level, that there's sometimes, mama's little helpers involved to
mama's
keep you going.
Helpers.
There's a lot of bands these days that employ full physical therapy within their tour structure, and you have your own trainers. You've got your own things to keep you physically.
You've seen the videos of Mick Jagger warming up with his trainer, and then his vocal trainer. There's a whole regime routine that he goes through to get to stage level.
And I think that if you look at that at the base of what that is, that has nothing to do with music, but it has everything to do with doing music.
Yes.
It has everything to do with your longevity in music. And, and this isn't to make it easy to have an easy explanation. I just think it's a correlation. Yeah. There's obviously art involved and heartache and how you translate things to put them out in a song to make the world heal or to heal yourself. There's all that kind of stuff. But at the end of it, it is entertainment. And that is a lot of what professional sports are. And so that's kind of the way I see it, is that like your value is like how high of a level you do it at a certain time. And then, right, this is another part of the analogy. Then you have to look at like, you may be the starting quarterback for the Detroit Lions or for like a team that is perennially sucked. And that could be you being a lead singer for a kind of a shitty band. You're still a lead singer. You're still a touring act, but you're not in the top 25 acts. You're not making the biggest money. You're not known for being great. You're not headed to the Hall of Fame, probably. And so that's the way I kind of see it. However, I will also say this, if you don't mind. Musicians today, especially artists, have to understand this is a hat business. You are a songwriter, that's a hat. You are the publisher, that's a hat to manage your songwriter. You are the artist, that's a hat to play those songs on stage. You are the label, that's a hat to distribute it and promote it and each one of those takes a different skill set and a different kind of discipline. And too often we keep thinking that we're artists releasing albums. We're artists writing songs. And we're really not. We're just doing it wrong. And it's really hard to get your head around that. But there's a way to do this to where you have to like yell at yourself for being a lazy artist. Like, as the label, you're like, hey, I need a fucking hit. What are you doing? And then they're yelling at the music publisher. The music publisher's telling the songwriter, hey, let's get a quicker chorus here. Hey, guys, come on. And then you as the artist needs to listen to that, go, hey, man, I'm just doing art. I'm not in the mood for that right now. And then the promo people need to come in and go, hey, clock's ticking. We got to get a release out here, and I need 6 weeks. You got to argue with yourself in an honest way.
That requires a level of self-awareness that comes through a lot of self-analysis.
Yes. Also, go to therapy.
Yeah, go to therapy. All right, so I'm going to do this, and Kelsey's going to be very proud of me. I'm looking at the fucking rundown right now.
I love it.
Are you shook to your core?
Yeah, we didn't touch one thing.
We have not touched one of these items yet. We've been on the fucking call for 40 minutes.
And we shouldn't touch any of these first things. They'll get those this next week or something.
Okay. So now what?
Well, we can go to the question.
You want to go to the question?
Yeah, Kelsey's manning the email.
Oh, yeah, excellent.
By the way,
Thank you, Kelsey.
You want to send a special email to Kelsey, and she's going to kill me for this, but you can do 2shotsMusicPod plus KELSEY @gmail.com. And then we'll go directly to her private email box.
Is she on? Did she get on the socials yet?
No, not yet, because okay, so it's my understanding she has, but it's still in private.
Ooh, okay.
And so, like, she's going to let us know when we do that. And I don't know if she's actually going to do it. I keep betting her she's not going to.
How much money have you won so far from that bet?
$100.
$100. That's pretty. That's pretty good.
Which is about 1/4 of what she spent drinking with the Nuggets. That's right. I said it. Okay. Hey, you missed 2 days of work. I'm gonna bitch at you.
Yeah, but one of them was the parade, and Jokic didn't fucking get paid either.
That's right. So, Jokic showed up, so you showed up. I like it. Yeah. That's a good point.
So I think that was nice of Kelsey to go support him. He's just like, I want to go back home. There's my child. Get me off this fire truck.
She's very pro-Serbian.
Good.
Which we all should be. I guess Serbia's good.
Yeah. Kelsey,
let's get to the question.
The question. Have at it.
Okay. So this came in. I don't have a name here. I don't have a name here. So is
Kelsey asking questions on her own now, or does this really come from the email? I mean, is she?
I know, it's crazy. Brian from where? Jersey? Long Island. Brian from Long Island. All right, Brian from I knew a guy in elementary school who was from Long Island, and he explained it to me. Long Island.
Oh, wow.
Say it, Guyland. Apparently, that's the way you say it. Long Island. By the way, if you're from Long Island and that's not the way you're supposed to say it, please tell us.
Yeah.
Please do at me with that you're from Long Island.
I want to know about this. Yeah.
So Brian from Long Island.
Long Island.
How much does it cost to do a cover song? Ooh, that's kind of a loaded question. But I can tell you. First of all, here's what you need to know. You're going to do a Google search on this, and all of the information is going to be wrong. It's all going to say...
Yep, right?
It's all going to say 9.1 cent per copy. And it's going to say 9.1 cent for every track that's on a CD or vinyl or tape. 9.1 cent for a digital download, which no one fucking does. Not that many people do. And then there's something like 20 cents or something like that for a digital ringtone. I love that they keep ringtones in this argument, as if anyone is buying ringtones. Has anyone bought a ringtone in the last 5 years that isn't an NFT? Like, I don't think so. But here's what you need to know. This changed with Phono Records 4, which is a ruling from the Copyright Royalty Board, blah, blah, blah. You're not going to listen to anything I say after that, so I'm going to go back and say this all changed January 1st. The songwriters got a raise for the first time in decades.
Congratulations, songwriters.
And well done, the rate now is 12 cents. 12 cents per download, per CD inclusion, vinyl, tape. So that's nice. So whenever you see 9.1, just think that's 12 cents because that's a bunch of old shit on the internet. In fact, if you ask ChatGPT, I bet you it would tell you 9.1 because it was before the law changed.
Oh, yeah.
And most of these kids will be asking ChatGPT. And so it's 12 cents. Now, what the fuck does that mean? So if you print a record, if you're doing a CD, you pay 12 cents per track that you're licensing as a cover. So say you wanted to license, 10 songs. 10 songs from different artists that is licensable, 10 songs that are covers that you record, so you own the master. This is just for the composition side. You're paying the publisher or the songwriter in this. You would owe $1.20 for that 10-song album, 12 cents per track. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, that's the same thing for digital downloads. It would be 12 cents for each digital download. Now, in our world, in the real world of most people listening to this, how do you fucking do covers for streaming? So, there are a few ways to do it, but I'm going to tell you the right way to do it. You go to Harry Fox Agency, HFA, and you start an account there, and they are coordinating with a thing called Songfile, and you go and you look for that song. And you need to put down 1,000 copies of a stream. That's what you need to pay for, is 1,000 streams. It's called a unit. But you pay for 1,000 units of, say, a song that you want to cover. And that is going to be $10. Mm-hmm. So it works out in streaming, basically, to be 1 cent per stream that you have to pay for to license a cover. That's basically what it equals out to. However, be aware that there is also like a $16 processing fee.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, if you want to go cover a song, basically the cheapest way to do it, and if you're on DistroKid, you got to do this. DistroKid will charge you $12 a year for it if you do it that way, and they'll pay the rights holders. But this is really the right way to do it. Get the license outside of that so you control it over if you are going to print CDs or vinyl, you definitely need to do it this way. Mm-hmm. But if you want to do it with streams, you just go to Harry Fox Agency and you click on basically the song file. Music Creators is what it's called. Mm-hmm. Go to Music Creators and that will get you the song file, and then you search for the song, and if it's licensable, and that means all of the writers are registered with Harry Fox Agency for this mechanical license, which is what it's called, a statutory rate for a mechanical. Mm-hmm. And you license 1,000 units for streaming. That will cost you 1 cent per stream. It's $10 and then $16 for processing. You're out for $26 per cover, basically.
Yep. Yeah.
Now,
we've had to do this with a couple
caveats. If it's over 5 minutes, it's a little bit more. If it's sometimes not all the publishers are on there, that's a whole other thing. But this is for most well-known songs. Mm-hmm. That's how you do it. The other thing you should know is that if a song has been released commercially, so if it's on a streaming service or it was a released album or something like that, you have every legal right to cover that song. Mm-hmm. How you get the money to them, that's different. But you have a legal right to cover it, and you can pay the statutory rate to whomever.
Isn't there like some like I remember it being very difficult to cover Prince songs. Is that right?
Yes.
Am I high?
It was at one point. And actually, I'm in the cart. I should actually look for that. What song do you want to cover?
Let's go Thieves in the Temple, because I fucking love that song.
Thieves in the Temple. Ooh, that is
Diamonds
from
and
a
Pearls
later album.
Yeah. Which I love that. That was my first. I mean, I'd heard Prince, but that was the first record of Prince's that I really went, holy fuck, what is he doing? You know, every single Prince trick possible on that record. Great songwriting, sexual innuendo. You just got a fucking masterpiece on your hands, you know? So,
for those of you listening, if you want to do Thieves in the Temple, you need to look for song code T5055A. That is on HFA and Songfile. And yes, Prince Rogers Nelson is part of the songwriting thing. It's licensable on Songfile, and you can do a physical, digital, ringtone, streaming, all of it. Same price. Wow. So, the same price. Say you want to cover some shitty, horrible song from 1962. It's the same price, 1 cent per stream, as a Prince song.
By the way, I'd like to point out that Thieves in the Temple is not on Diamonds and Pearls.
No, it is not. It's later than that, right?
It is later than that, yeah.
Like, that is some serious... That's past New Power Groove, isn't it?
No, that's... hold on. Let's look here. That is on... Thieves in the Temple is on Graffiti Bridge. 1990.
That is prior to Diamonds and Pearls.
That's prior to Diamonds and Pearls, yeah. Sorry about that, everybody. Apologies. Didn't mean to interrupt you. Carry on.
I'm sorry. Graffiti Bridge, not his best work.
No, but that song is fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Diamonds and Pearls was the album after that. So, fucking year later, he put that out.
Oh, God, I love that song. I love that whole record. Walk.
No.
You sexy motherfucker.
That Sexy MF, I don't think is on that record.
This is actually... No, that's on Diamonds and Pearls.
No, it's not on Diamonds and Pearls. I think it's on the New Power Generation record with the Symbol, the first Symbol record. I think.
You better look it up.
I am fucking on the money.
Get Off.
And I've got
Get Off is on Diamonds.
Get Off is on, yeah. Which, fuck, yeah. My girlfriend loves that one because that's got the big old fucking
because
flute
Daddy
solo.
Pop? Daddy Pop was...
Sexy MF is song 2 on the Love Symbol, Prince and the New Power Generation. The following year, 90, 91, 92. right? So Graffiti Bridge.
Good
That's
Lord.
why we're getting this all muddled up. He put out an album a year.
3 records in 3 years.
Bangers, you know?
Totally.
And that Love Symbol record, which is what it's titled on, Spotify and Apple Music. Kirstie Alley narrates the story in between. That's questionable still.
Wow, you know? Kirstie Alley, rest in peace. By the way,
rest in peace. Sorry, I didn't mean to totally derail the whole thing. I was just curious.
Fucking bring the show down. We were having fun with Prince. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, just so you know, so like this goes for like, it's fun. Okay, if you ever think about covering a song, and let's just get rid of this whole thing too. It is good to cover music. Okay, it's just good. Get rid of that thing that it's bad for you. Get rid of the idea that it's a sellout or that whatever the downsides that people will tell you about it. Tell them to shut up. There are thousands of bands who have been launched by a cover. Including Limp Bizkit, Faith.
Oh, yeah.
George Michael.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's a great opening
I thought you were going to tell me Nookie was a cover.
I know, but that's a great example. God, fucking, I'm that guy. Hey, look at this white guy talking about Limp Bizkit. No, but it's a great example about covering a song out of your genre as your band, as your opening salvo.
Yeah.
Like, go look at Faith from Limp Bizkit. That is like a great way to do that sort of thing. Think about that with your band and whatever you do. Like, I want to see more hip hop guys covering like Metallica.
Yeah.
And I want to see more rock bands covering more R&B. And I want to see more, like that's what a cover should be. Make it yours, make it different, and make it fucking awesome.
Yeah, I would love to see. There's some people I would love to see do some of those, like 90s All for One or, Jodeci tunes or something like that.
I want to cover
Sisters
Downtown.
with Voices. Fuck yeah. I would love to hear some covers of that stuff. I heard, who was it that did the cover of Hard to Say I'm Sorry in the 90s, and the Chicago tune or Peter Cetera tune?
Oh my God. Who? I want to hear it. I love Peter Cetera.
It is not Boys to Men. It is As Yet. As Yet. There you go. It's a fucking great cover too.
Okay.
That's a really good cover. I really like that version. It's really well produced and it's real crisp, and their harmonies are great. Yeah. Anyway, so a little throw out to As Yet there.
So we'll wrap it up. Your question was, how much does it cost to cover a song? Brian from Long Island.
Long Island.
You need to go to Harry Fox, which will lead you to Song File. I almost said Songview, which is the database we look at as publishers. But you need to go to Songfile through Harry Fox. And anyone can do it. And you can cover a song. You need to find if it's licensable by Songfile, but most are. And the answer is 12 cents per copy. But the answer for you is most likely 0.01 cent per stream. Pay for 1,000 up front. Go back when you got a big hit on your hands.
Yeah.
That's the answer. All right.
Yeah.
Let's get to the sink of the week. That's right, Kelsey. That's right.
We're doing it. We're doing it in a timely fashion. It's like a tight 116 minutes.
Yeah, the next band is ready to get on stage right now. We're doing it and doing it and doing it well. Okay, so let's have you start. I've talked enough. Okay. For Christ's sake, shut this guy up.
Okay, so The Bear season 2 just came out. I had not seen the first season, right?
Me neither.
So I started watching it last night, and there were 2 fucking great placements in it. The first one is Via Chicago by Wilco, because it's set in Chicago, and I fucking love that song, especially the live version of it that's just steeped in fucking instrumental chaos in the middle of it. I think it's from Yankee Hotel Foxtrot, I think, is the live record. I could be completely wrong on that, but like I love that song, and like it was a really great scene, and just, like, it's so moody and it's fucking perfect for Gotham City, if you will. Yes. I really love that. And then the other one is on the end credits. They had Animal by fucking Pearl Jam blasting. And I was like,
I love that song.
Yeah. So the Bear is crushing it. And I did not get a chance to look up the the music soups on that just yet, but I will get there because fuck yes.
Because fuck yes. Well, that's awesome. So did you like The Bear? Was it good?
It started off and I was like, I wasn't sure what I was watching for about the first like 45 seconds to a minute. And it's so fucking good. It's really good.
And this is on Hulu,
music supervisor Christopher Storer and Josh Senior.
Christopher Storer, what's up, Chris?
Yeah, Storer, doing that. It's really good. I mean, we're 3 episodes in. Katie's already seen it. I'm watching it for the first time, and it's really, really, really great, and I'm really enjoying it. The music is really one of those. An REM song in the last episode that was really great. It was just fucking perfect placement for the visuals, and having been a Freddie Jones Band alumni there from Chicago, and it's really fucking great to hear Chicago bands. And Pearl Jam's not a Chicago band, but Wilco is, I'm pretty sure, right?
But they have, Chicago. I think Eddie is actually from Illinois, possibly, but he's sung at Cub games and stuff. They've got a Chicago connection.
Yeah. It's really like, it's just like the music is fucking just nailing the vibe of Chicago, and it's really great.
That is very, very cool. Eddie was born in Evanston, I believe.
Okay,
Someone
gotcha.
check me if that's wrong, but like he was, he's a Blackhawks fan, he's a Cubs fan, Cubbies. I mean, he's done a bunch around that. So that's where his family's from. All right, so that's awesome. The Bear. Mine is from the Cock. Saw it on the Cock, y'all.
The Peacock?
On the Peacock. Did you catch that on the Cock? Was that on the Cock? Yeah, I'm going to still do it. I'm going to continue to do it until you change the fucking name. Anyway, it is for streaming Cock. Only on Max Cock. Max Cock's Flicks. And it is a movie called Champions.
Ooh.
So this is a movie with Woody Harrelson. Cheech Marin is in it. Few other kind of cool people, but it is a movie about intellectually other-abled people. So Woody Harrelson is a college basketball coach who rises up the ranks to be kind of a pro coach, but he's a fuck up and he ends up getting a DUI and he gets made to be a coach of like a rec center team, and they are all intellectually differently abled, and so he has to do that for 90 days. Of course, he falls in love with them. Underdog story. He finds out more about himself as he learns from them. And it's just one of those movies. Look, there's a middle-aged couple in the story. It's not a sexy movie. It happens in Des Moines. There are intellectually challenged people in it. It's a hard sell, right? That's a hard movie to get made. Yeah. And I love that it got made. I really do. I love these kind of movies. It's got a soft part in my heart because I was a tutor for cerebral palsy and Down syndrome kids. We were a foster family for a lot of kids. I've been around the sort of back in the day, it was called handicap, and then it was called, and I mean, obviously, there's the R word, and that had changed, and then it became handicap, then it became mentally disabled, and now intellectually other-abled, and so, hey, look, roll with the changes. We're getting better and better at it. But here's what I love about it. I became such great friends with a lot of my kids, and I say kids, but like a lot of Down syndrome people are in their 20s, and they're functioning in their teens. But they are adults. And it's great to see a movie like this when you've been around that culture. Because, I knew a lot of Down syndrome kids that were sluts, that cussed a lot, that are crazy, people just like you and me. That I knew a guy that he loved to smoke cigarettes. His family was like, "You can't smoke. That's going to kill you." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm Down syndrome. I'm going to die in 10 years." I mean, and it's hard to argue. I was around a CP kid Corey, who just I was teaching him speech, and we were using a computer. This is back in the day, and everything he printed out or would say through the speech thing was a cuss word every time.
I fucking love it.
Yeah,
that's also what I would do too.
He was like, thank you. Like, he had to do a speech in front of the whole. There was a whole school called Wyland School for these kids that I went and I tutored and teached at. My mom teached at it.
Yeah.
I was involved in Special Olympics and stuff like that. In fact, that was the first national anthem I ever did, was at Special Olympics in Colorado Springs. But, yeah, he had to speak in front of the whole class. And so this was his opening line. Good afternoon, motherfuckers. And so it was like, good afternoon, motherfuckers. It was just...
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Fucking magnificent.
I loved them all. And it's so heartbreaking because you lose a lot of these... Look, there aren't a whole lot of 70-year-old Down syndrome people, okay?
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of CP people in their 60s. There's just not. It's a hard life, and it's shortened, and it just is that way. And so you have to roll with that punch. But it is... I learned so much about it. It's just one of the happiest times of my life. And very, tragic, too. But love that this movie was made. Go, see it. It's on Peacock. It's free. You got to watch like 120 seconds of ads beforehand because Peacock, the cock is so stupid. But it's not, look, it's not an Oscar movie. This isn't going to win awards or anything, but it's just a fun movie about a really interesting story about a different kind of culture and community. And I love that it got made. I hope these movies still get made. It can't all be Marvel superhero movies or you know, sexy, slick spy movies like I like. So there's a song in it. And by the way, this is when this is a great movie for Woody Harrelson. You love him in it. He's flawed, but he's good. And it's nice to see him in a movie again. But anyway, so my song is Make a New Dance Up by Hey Ocean.
Ooh.
Indie band out of Vancouver. They had a run about 10 years ago, maybe 5 years ago too. And I love that this song got pulled up. There are like 32 fucking cues on this movie, by the way.
Fucking awesome.
Music was done by Michael Franti.
You're kidding me.
Someone you may know.
Fuck yeah.
And we know Stu actually knows him. But also, he was nice enough to place himself 3 times in the movie. So he did the music, but he also did some... so he did underlying music. That's what that means. But he also has some placement songs. The Soup is Natasha Dupree. And the Soup is great on it. I mean, like I said, tons of cues in the movie. Nice. And it was really fun to watch. Like I said, it's not going to win tons of awards. But I mean, like, these aren't small songs. They got Whiskey River by Willie Nelson. And
oh, shit. Nice.
Chumbawamba and Hey Ya by
Got
Outkast.
Knocked Down.
Yeah. Vampire Weekend's in it.
Hell yeah.
It's not like an indie film. They had some money behind it.
That stuff. Yeah.
By the way, also a nice... It's fun to see a Down syndrome person singing Pina Coladas. So just go for that. Go for that. If you
Rupert,
like Pina Colada, Rupert Holmes. Yeah.
Rupert Holmes. Thank you. Yeah.
That is my Sync of the Week from Champions. And hey, Make a New Dance Up. You can find it on YouTube and the streaming services. The band's name is Hey Ocean. I think they're ramping up again. They've taken a little hiatus, but once again, not a major signed band. They got a song in a movie, in a first-run movie that is now on a major streamer, a big first-run movie.
That's great.
So I want to highlight those things when I can.
That's super cool. I love it.
Yeah.
I got to watch that movie now. On the Cock Max.
On the Cock, and I'll go watch The Bear, not on the Cock.
Yeah, the Bear on FX, on Hulu, and it's fucking great. It's very intense, though. I didn't expect it to be as intense as it is, and they're only 30-minute episodes.
Ooh, nice.
But it's like, holy shit. Yeah, there's a lot goes on in each episode.
All right, I love it. All right, so remember to rate and subscribe us. Give us 5 stars. I know we ask this all the time, but
write
it
nasty
really
comments.
It really helps our little podcast grow here.
Yes, please.
And follow us. We're doing a lot more on TikTok over there at 2shotsMusicPod.
Yes.
You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on Twitter, on Facebook if you're not crazy. But
grandmas and races.
Jump in our comments. We're commenting on everything. We had a few things this week that we've been able to help some people out, understand some things better about music. It's not all music oriented. It's life and making a living in music.
Yeah. How do I snake my sewer pipes?
That's right.
Don't do it.
So leave us a hilarious comment. Hit us up on the Apple Podcast. And you can always email us 2shotsmusicpod@gmail.com. If you want to get a message to Kelsey, 2shotsmusicpod plus Kelsey, KELSEY @gmail.com.
Fantastic.
And we will speak to y'all later.
Y'all are beautiful. Thank you. Bye.
Wow.